Coaching videos are so back. I know you guys missed those, and today we're looking at a sniper player who has really good positioning and movement, stays relaxed in tough moments, and who's also up against one of the most aggressive sniper players I've seen so far. So yeah, sit back, pull up your notes, and watch which sniper playstyle wins, aggressive or passive. Make sure to also comment down below which playstyle you prefer more in general, not just with snipers. And without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Before we start, I don't usually do this, but 92% of you guys are not subscribed. I spend a lot of time trying to push these videos out for you, and just leaving a like on the videos and subscribing helps me a ton. Thank you so much for the support. Paul starts the first round with AR, revolver, sight and Molotov. Okay, it was really quick round, and what I noticed from the first 2 seconds of this video is the Molotov lineup he's using. If you take a closer look, he's aiming somewhere in the middle, between the wall in the back and the wall in the front, which leads perfectly in the middle of arena. Paul also doesn't instantly dash up with sight because the molly hasn't landed yet, and the best way to maximize value out of it is to just wait for it to land and catch the enemy off guard. Notice how he also dashed perfectly without even aiming up. Most players don't even know that sight can still help you get on top of the walls without even fully aiming up. Though the enemy goes for questionable play, which was getting in Paul's face with the sniper. You do not want to do that with the sniper. His opponent then switches to revolver and whiffs his shots. So Paul does the same as soon as he's out of AR ammo. Now this wall dash right here was really risky. It could have ended a lot worse. The opponent was already in ADS, which you can tell by the glimpse. Paul was fully exposed. All the enemy had to do was line up the shot and take it, not panic like he did. Paul uses that to his advantage by pulling out the revolver and securing that round. We switched to sniper in the second round, I assume because we wanted the fair sniper 1v1, and weirdly enough, this opponent does the exact same starting move as last round, which we didn't expect because of that late start. Because of that, he successfully lands the first shot on us and starts aggressively closing in with the revolver. Paul didn't expect this, and you can tell that by the molly he threw. So the opponent takes that to his advantage, gets a couple of hits, and aggressively pushes for the last sniper shot. Honestly, if I was Paul here, I wouldn't expect this either. It's interesting how the opponent managed to slide off the ramp to the window and then jump from the window while the wall was perfectly covering him. You can also tell by the trail he left there that he was perfectly stealthy in that situation, which is honestly impressive. Though I wouldn't stay in this position and try taking a shot like Paul did. We were just so low that it was not worth it, but that's completely fine. It became pretty obvious where the enemy would go in the third round. Paul knows that, so he takes some distance. You can notice how he's trying to fake out the opponent by going to the ramp. Then he dashes up, takes a shot, and instantly goes down. I've been saying this forever. Taking a shot, then instantly moving out and repositioning to take another shot will always be the best possible way of playing with snipers. You always stay unpredictable, and you always make your opponent guess where you are. It's also important to keep track of the enemy while doing all of that, because if you ignore him for just a second, he can catch you off guard. Like the opponent caught Paul here. By the time we were sitting inside the window without being able to see anything, our opponent dashed on top and slid down on the window, which Paul didn't expect at all. This is another example of how some simple mistakes can cost us the round. I also like how Paul was constantly sliding off ledges instead of strafing on the walls, because nobody expects you to slide off the ledge, and it also takes you really far. If you're not using this, you might want to consider doing it more often. The opponent took a while in the 4th round, but he used the exact same path. Paul was waiting for that sound effect so he could throw the nade. This is honestly really smart, waiting for sound effects and then using molotovs or grenades to catch the enemy mid-push is really effective. Unfortunately, Paul didn't notice that the path his opponent takes is going on the ground and then dashing on top of the wall in his spawn, which is basically playing low ground the entire time, and this grenade wouldn't do much. But it's fine, I like the way Paul is thinking here. The opponent gets in our face again, misses a shot, and we secure that kill by having more patience than him and not panicking. I don't understand the point of this aggression every single round from our opponent. He hasn't hit a single shot each time he did that, and it cost him 2 rounds already. He finally fixes his own mistakes by not going towards the same path, and Paul waits for the sound effect again, almost hitting his opponent with that nade. I feel like our positioning and keeping track of the opponent is working pretty well for us, but the fact that we are hard scoping with the sniper might be stopping us from actually getting the kill. Considering Paul was hard scoping there, he kind of lost track of his opponent and it cost him the round. We did the same in the 6th round, and so does our opponent. Look at how much patience Paul has in each fight. He doesn't panic and instantly shoot from his weapon. He waits until he can align the shot well and then take it. While this is good, it can sometimes also be bad, because if we wait long enough, we're basically letting our opponent farm damage on us. Imagine if the opponent wasn't using a sniper here. He would get so much damage by the time we took our first shot, which really isn't ideal. I don't doubt Paul would play this differently if the opponent had a different weapon, but it's still worth considering. Nice shot though. I actually really liked the start of the 7th round. No matter what, Paul really wanted to land that grenade hit, so he purposely threw it where our opponent had been going for a couple of rounds already. Unfortunately for us, he doesn't go there this time. We stay on high ground, waiting for a good opportunity to take a shot, and once the opponent dashes up, we take that timing to hit our shot and instantly move out so he cannot hit us, which is really smart. We do the same the 2nd time, but unfortunately we don't get out in time. If you take a close look, the enemy took a great timing to take a shot while Paul was in his jump animation. If Paul was on the wall, he could have gotten out easily. Next round, we attempt the same grenade, almost successful too. But then this window play from the 3rd round happened again, and instead of keeping the crosshair on our enemy, Paul just kept looking in front of him, even though the enemy was visible while trying to flank us on that window. Luckily for us, he misses that shot. Paul does a good job of keeping track of his opponent. He also does the same thing he did last round, which is taking a shot and instantly moving out, and it worked out pretty well again. Switching to revolver because our opponent is on 50 HP, I don't think that was a really good decision, because he would be 2 shots away from getting eliminated. Sure, it works well if we push him close range, but if Paul keeps his distance and tries to take a fight with revolver, there's a bigger chance of losing it. He manages to land both shots after quite some time, which was really risky. And if you think about it, our opponent had a lot of opportunities to get us there, which isn't really ideal. As I said, pushing aggressively with revolver would be a decent move, but constantly playing the same way you would with the sniper is not that good, because you need to take more shots. Match point and a really risky grenade. We were fully exposed while trying to throw it, and luckily for us, the opponent missed that shot. You can also tell that Paul started to panic in the last round. He switched to revolver close range, which was alright, managed to outplay his opponent and land a couple of shots. But he was too low to keep engaging the same way he did, which of course cost him the round. We know how aggressive our opponent plays, and even thinking about reloading in the open is not a good idea, because there is no way he's going to let us. Overall, based on the gameplay I've seen, Paul has some pretty good movement and positioning. He's also very patient with his shots, which is nice. Unfortunately, there are factors like decision making or awareness that play a big role too, which Paul does lack at times. Don't get me wrong, his awareness is really good in some situations, he can keep track of his opponent pretty well, but there are some situations where he just doesn't do that, and it would always cost him the round. I'm honestly happy to see how sniper players handle aggressive playstyles, and Paul played this pretty well. There were mistakes here and there, which we obviously covered, but let's be honest, nobody's perfect and we all make those mistakes. What's amazing to me is that Paul is so chill and relaxed during tough situations, and I feel like having the ability to do that is already a decent advantage. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm cooking more videos for you in 2026. I want to thank all of you for the support since I started this channel. Happy New Year in advance, and I won't be home for a couple of days, but I will try my best to upload the next video as soon as possible. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.